Hello to everyone. May I start by thanking Climate Action for organising the Sustainable Innovation Forum. It's a real privilege to be here in Glasgow, and I'm really encouraged to see the passion and determination of so many turn ideas into action as we unite behind a common goal to keep global temperatures below 1.5 degrees. As CEO of Connected Curb, which is one of the UK's leading providers of electric vehicle charging solutions, I get asked nearly every week about whether we can really make a full transition to electric vehicles. And every time I give the same answer: we simply have to. In December 2020, a 9-year-old girl called Ella Adu Kissi Deborah died following an asthma attack. She became the first person in the UK to have air pollution listed as a cause of death. The coroner said that levels of nitrogen dioxide near Ella's home exceeded World Health Organization and European Union guidelines. If we're to avoid more deaths like Ella's, then we must stop making pledges and take action now. Road transportation is a significant contributor of global emissions of greenhouse gases, and particulate pollution is increasingly recognised as chronic or as causing chronic health problems. It is our mission to help, to change this. To accelerate the switch to EVs, it's essential we make EV charging points affordable, sustainable and accessible to all. So let me explain how my team and I are going about doing that. Firstly, we're pledging to educate every community in the UK about the benefits of electric vehicles. It's critical we win the hearts and minds of all transport users in order to change habits and make mass EV uptake a reality, which is why being at the Sustainable Innovation Forum is so critical. For many in society, zero-emission transport remains an unattractive option, but now with the cost of EVs falling and their performance rising, the main reason for this is the lack of supporting infrastructure. We believe that around 400,000 charging points are needed to meet the demand created by the 2030 ban on the sale of new diesel and petrol cars. Around 2 million will actually be needed if a full transition is to take place. And that's where we come in. We provide sustainable, long-life charging infrastructure to everyone who can't charge their vehicles at home, regardless of where they live or their income. In the UK, 60% of homeowners do not have access to off-street parking or are unable to install a home charging point. Furthermore, many EVs are stationary for long periods of time. And consequently, here at Connected Curb, we are focusing on delivering on-street residential charging infrastructure, as well as deployment in what we're calling long-dwell locations. That means chargers in workplaces or overnight in home charging facilities. But we're not just calling for more charging points. We believe that equal access to EVs for all is the only way that electric vehicles can make a significant contribution to net zero. This means addressing the problem of charging black spots in rural areas. London currently accounts for 30% of the UK's EV charging network. So we're working with parish councils in rural areas to restore equal access. Secondly is the issue of low-income areas. A greener lifestyle should not be financially onerous. And that's why Connected Curb is undertaking projects on council estates, such as those in Lambeth in London, to ensure that people from all socio-economic backgrounds can enjoy electric vehicles. It's worth remembering that such areas often have the worst levels of toxic air quality that endanger the health of the people who live there. So we're calling on COP26 to recognise that equality must be intertwined with efforts to reduce climate change. Earlier this year, we started another scheme designed to reduce the financial burden on EV users, with the UK's first trial of public smart charging. And I'm pleased to say that one of the trials is taking place right here in the city of Glasgow. By offering EV users the chance to charge their vehicle when energy is cheapest, so that is when renewable sources of energy like wind and solar are in surplus, or in fact when demand is low, like at night time. So while accelerating the switch to electric vehicles is a key goal of COP26, we're calling upon everyone involved in the EV industry, including political leaders and charging companies like ourselves, to make sure that social equality is at the heart of everything that we do. Health, not wealth, must be a guiding principle here. We can never be sure how the world is going to look in 2050, or even as early as 2030. Ambitions of flying taxis may be a pipe dream. Autonomous cars may or may not become a reality. But what is a real prospect is the move towards smart cities, and that is where Connected Curb is delivering real progress. Our charging points are more than just charging points. They are future-proofed technology to support 5G, parking sensors and air quality sensors. What you might call a street USB that makes us streetwise in the battle against climate change. But for all the talk of technology, there is another key ingredient to the EV transition recipe: collaboration. Politicians, charging infrastructure companies, businesses, councils and charities. None of us can achieve this on our own. Only by drawing on the knowledge, expertise and experience across civil society can the electric revolution be completed. Achieving net zero is the goal here. Performing as an effective team is the only way that we can become champions of climate change. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.